November 2023 CFA Level 1 and Level 2 candidates. With nearly a month to your exam, I'm sure you all must be feeling anxious, nervous, worried, and maybe a little underprepared too. If not many times, but at least once, all of you have thought about deferring your exams or have considered whether it is the right decision or not. If so, then keep watching this video because I am answering what is my criteria to evaluate whether you should defer your exam or not. Also, I'm going to be telling you most of the details about the deferral process of November 2023's exam. So keep watching. Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanishka and I hope you all are doing good. As I already said, this video is going to be about how to take the decision whether you should defer your exam or not defer your exam. What are the points that I would consider as an individual and what are the points that maybe you should also think about. Along with that, I'll be telling you everything about the deferral process that is for the November 2023 exam. Now, before we get into the video, if you're new to this channel, then please subscribe. If you're already a part of this channel, then thank you so much for joining me in my journey. I hope we stay together till the end of time. At least 95%, if not all CFA candidates feel underprepared before the exam. चाहे आपने कितना भी पढ़ लिया, even the people who have studied the entire syllabus 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, even they feel underprepared before the exam. They feel like, oh, I'm not able to retain all 10 topics together. I'm not able to score high numbers in my mocks or in my candidate resource practice questions, and thus it creates a certain form of uncertainty more than anxiety of whether, we should sit for this exam or we should defer the exam. Everything is justified. Now, the most important criteria to judge whether you should defer your exam or not defer your exam is the differentiation between reality and anxiety. Confused? Let me tell you. Reality is that you, with just 1 month to your exam, you have not finished at least 45 to 60% of your syllabus. Ab tak utna pending portion hai, right? And when I say not done, as in you've not even done one reading of it, you've never seen it, you've just not read it, you've not studied it, you've not attended virtual, you've not seen video lectures for it, you've not touched it at all, right? That is the reality of being underprepared. Anxiety is aapne 90% syllabus kar diya, maybe one topic is left that you need to finish, or you have studied everything once properly but you just feel that you're not able to retain it, or that you have studied everything but you're not scoring enough in your mocks. Maybe one particular subject, like say an FRA, you're not scoring more than 60%. And that is creating a certain level of anxiety for you. That is anxiety. That is not reality that you are underprepared. Why anxiety is because if you have done one detailed reading, right? What is a detailed reading? I'm linking a video below. I've explained it many times. If you've done one detailed reading, no matter what, you will retain things once you are done with your revision. 10 subjects or 10 topics ko retain karna at once, nobody feels that that we are prepared for it. But once we do a revision and once we actually sit for the exam, the situation is much different. That is why I said that this is reality where you've really not done it, and this is anxiety. Now, for people who are in the reality situation that it is 1 month and you haven't done 40 to 60% of your syllabus, you may want to consider deferring your exam. What should be your further evaluation process? If this portion that you have studied, that is the 40% to 40 to 50% portion that you have already studied, is done very, very well. Like you are very confident of it. Aapko अच्छे से याद है. You've done enough practice questions for it. You've started solving the candidate resource questions for it, and you were a little bit fast in studying. That is, each topic took you around 2.5-3 days maximum. Then maybe you can consider sitting for the exam because you still have 1 month to complete that remaining 40% or 60% syllabus. And since the previous part that you've done is already so good, so you just start solving questions for it as a revision side by side. If you think you can manage that, then maybe you can still consider sitting for the exam. If not, if you feel that, I have 60% of the syllabus or 45 to 60% of the syllabus not done yet, not done not touched at all, and even the things that I studied before were not done properly, in the sense that you haven't practiced at least the end of chapter curricular questions for each of those done topics, then you should maybe consider deferring the exam. Why? Because that will cost you much lesser than registering for the actual exam. I'm gonna go to the cost and everything later, But yes, this is one point of evaluation. Now, for the people who are in the anxiety situation, if you have just one topic left, okay, suppose आपने सब कुछ कर लिया है and you have maybe a big topic like FRA left, okay, and you feel like it's only 1 month, even if you take 3 days to just do FRA, you will still have 27 days to revise everything. And since you have done that big subject like FRA last, तो आपको उसको फिर से रिवाइज करने की जरूरत नहीं है. In fact, you can just start solving candidate resource questions immediately after that. In fact, it takes away the time that you don't need to revise for FRA because it's done last. It's already there in your memory. It just needs practice. So like I said, you still have 27 days to prepare for the remaining 9 topics, to revise the 9 topics, which I feel can be done by most people, right? Now, if you feel that you have studied everything once, but you can't retain it, then again, that is where revision comes into place. Because believe me, it's not just a you problem, it's an everybody problem. Nobody can remember those 10 topics on their foot that have been done in a period of say 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. It is when you revise and when you actually sit for the exam when you'll start recollecting. And even then, even on the exam day, there might be certain questions which don't click to you immediately. That is just but human, and that will happen to you even if you're giving your exam for the second attempt, third attempt, fourth attempt. That is something you have to deal with and prepare yourself mentally कि वो तो होता ही है और सबके साथ होता है. It's not a you thing. So maybe you guys should not consider deferring your exams and instead focus on revising whatever is left or whatever you have done very nicely now. Focus on practicing questions, focus on bettering your skills. Will you be 100% prepared? Absolutely not. I have never seen a single CFA candidate be 100% prepared one day before the exam or even on the exam. Everybody feels underprepared. And like I said, ये first attempt, second attempt, third, fourth, हर attempt में ऐसे ही feeling आएगी. You have to deal with it and take that level of risk. That is what this exam is about, right? इतना risk तो लेना ही पड़ेगा, in my opinion. Now, for the people who should consider deferring the exam, why is it a good option? For the people I said, if you defer your exam, you need to pay only $399 okay? If you do not defer your exam and you are in a situation where you, like I said, that 60% of the syllabus is not done, past का भी नहीं किया, that means you are on a very high chance कि आप exam pass नहीं करोगे, because obviously you've not studied only a lot of things, right? Unless your luck is extremely good, the passing chances are very low. In that situation, for you to give a new attempt, even if it's an early bird, you have to pay $900. So this deferring process actually ends up saving around $500, which is a big money saving criteria. Therefore, basically, you are deferring the exam only and only for the purpose of money. I know a lot of you also defer it because you want to pass in one attempt, you want to pass in 2 attempts. That is you want to pass all 3 levels in one attempt. That is a very personal, subjective goal. I will not get into the right or the wrong of that. We all want that, so I completely understand and completely relate. Still, consider but the main practical, logical reason why you should defer is that you're saving $500. That is what I can tell you. Now, about the deferral process. First things first, one registration, one deferral only. What does that mean? This is a very important rule. That means, suppose you are currently registered for CFA Level 1, the November 2023 exam, and you feel underprepared. By October 20th, maybe you say that I want to defer the exam, right? You defer it to, say, a May 2024. Now, before the May 2024 exam, if you again feel that you are underprepared or you want to defer, at that time you will not be allowed to defer the exam. You have to re-register paying those $900 or $1,200. So remember, one exam, one registration, one deferral only. So use that deferral very, very wisely. If you are deferring your exam also, then the next chance that you're getting or the next date that you're pushing it to, then make sure you give your best, because तब आप वापस defer नहीं कर पाओगे, and again it will lead to a loss of a very big amount of money, which we do not want at all. How much does the deferral cost? The deferral currently, as per the CFA Institute website, which was updated on I think 9 September 2023, so it's the latest update, costs around $399. And when can you defer this? Pretty much 4 weeks before the exam, the forms should be available. Maybe you'll get it mailed or it will be available on the institute. Keep an eye. If 4 weeks before the exam, you're 100% sure that you want to defer and you are not seeing the form, mail the institute and tell them I want to defer my exam. So how can I do it? Get that process checked. Till when can you decide if you can defer the exam or no. 24 hours prior to your exam तक आप decide कर सकते हो if you want to defer your exam or no. That means if your CFA level 1 exam is on November 14th, you can decide to defer your exam even up to November 13th. Yes, the CFA Institute is giving you that flexibility. It is a paid deferral, it is a one-time deferral per registration, but they give you the flexibility of thinking till एक दिन पहले तक सोच लो. Personal suggestion, when should you decide whether you should defer your exam or no? I am always of the opinion of don't take any rash decisions, थोड़ा सोच के करो. The earliest that you should decide is 3 weeks prior to your exam is what I believe in. Why 3 weeks? Because at least 3 weeks you will need for a fair good amount of revision if you want to do a revision of what is done. तो अगर 3 weeks पहले तक you feel that your entire one detailed reading is not done, I'm not talking about revision, is not done at all, like you still have 2 topics left or you still have 1 topic left and there are only 3 weeks left for the exam, then at that point considering the deferral or not considering the deferral is a better point. If you think of it today rashly and say that I want to defer the exam for now itself, etc, etc, it's a personal choice, but you still have time to buck up. Sometimes what happens is we have not done enough in the past and we get scared that oh मैंने इतने महीनों में कुछ नहीं किया तो अब मैं क्या उखाड़ लूँगा. बहुत कुछ उखड़ जाता है. 1 month, 1 week, 2 weeks, it's a lot of time. A lot of people can do a lot. So ideally, don't take the decision till 3 weeks before your exam. Till then, just keep putting in your best, keep pushing, keep giving it everything you have so that the regret factor goes down. That's it. 3 weeks before the exam, अगर तब तक भी नहीं हुआ, syllabus complete नहीं हुआ, there's still FRA left or there's a fixed income left or there's a major chunk left, even 1 or 2 topics at that point is risky. So then I understand your situation more. So ideal time to decide whether you want to defer your exam or not is 2.5 to 3 weeks prior to the exam date. Okay. Now, one very, very extra important point is, do you know that the CFA Institute also offers a free deferral? Yes, you can absolutely defer your exam for free and don't pay even this $399 in case of an emergency. What is an emergency? Unfortunate death in the family, somebody falls extremely ill, you as an individual become pregnant, the center suddenly changes overnight or in a very short time period to a place that you are not comfortable traveling to. Yes, that is also an emergency. All of these factors the institute has added. In case of all these emergencies, you can defer your exam for free. And the best part about the emergency deferral is it need not be done just till 24 hours before the exam. You can even appeal for an emergency after 3 days of giving your exam. That means if you give your exam on November 14th, up till November 17th, you can appeal for I needed an emergency deferral, therefore I couldn't sit for the exam. The only catch here is that you have to validate every emergency that you state. So if you state that you were severely ill, you need to have proper reports to validate that point, and the institute does validate. They take around 7 weeks to validate if you are eligible for the emergency deferral or not. God forbid you are not eligible for the emergency deferral or they feel that you cannot be given the emergency deferral, they will let you take the paid deferral of $399. So yes, this was everything that I knew about the deferral process for the November 2023 exam. Like I said, please keep in mind, nobody feels prepared before the exam. आप चाहे जितनी बार पढ़ो, I've seen people who have done the syllabus 3-4 times. Level 2 I had studied 3 times, maybe 4 I think, because of the COVID pandemic. The exam got postponed and still one day before the exam I did not feel prepared. So that is a very common situation. Always and always differentiate between reality and anxiety. That is the key. That is it for this video. If you liked it, then please like, comment, share, subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. I'll be happy to help with whatever I know. I will see you guys very, very soon. Until then, keep sparkling and definitely keep learning.